You come home after a long day. You open the door, drop your keys, and there, sitting at the end of the hallway, is your cat. Watching you. Still. Unreadable. You say hello. Maybe they blink. Maybe they walk away. And somewhere in the back of your mind, you wonder, does my cat actually know who I am? Do they care that I'm home? It turns out, science has a lot to say about that. And the answer might genuinely change how you see your relationship with your cat. Why this matters? Most of us grow up with a simple story about cats. They're independent, a little aloof, and fundamentally indifferent to humans unless food is involved. But that story is incomplete. And in some ways, it's kept a lot of cat owners from fully appreciating what's actually happening between them and their pets. When we understand how cats genuinely perceive us, how they recognize us, how they form attachments, and what their behavior is actually communicating, something shifts. We stop misreading the signals. We stop feeling rejected when a cat doesn't behave like a dog. And we start noticing all the small, quiet ways our cats are actually reaching out to us. Understanding your cat's psychology isn't just interesting. It makes you a better companion to them. How cats actually see the world. Let's start with the basics, and they're more fascinating than you might expect. Cats don't see the world the way we do. Their vision is optimized for low light and motion detection, which made them exceptional hunters across thousands of years of evolution. But their color range is narrower than ours. The rich, vivid world we experience looks more muted to them, less red and green, more blue and yellow. What they lack in color, though, they more than make up for in other senses. A cat's hearing is extraordinary. They can detect frequencies almost twice as high as humans can. That's why your cat sometimes snaps to attention at a sound you can't even hear. And their whiskers aren't just decorative. They're highly sensitive sensory tools that detect subtle changes in air currents, helping cats navigate space and even read their environment in the dark. So when your cat is sitting quietly and seems to be doing nothing, they're often processing far more sensory information than you are. Scent, the language you never knew you were speaking. Here's something most cat owners don't realize. To your cat, you have a very specific and deeply familiar smell. And that smell means something important to them. Cats have a sense of smell that's estimated to be around 14 times stronger than ours. They use scent to map their world, identify individuals, and assess safety. When a cat rubs their face against your hand, your leg, or your furniture, this is called bunting, and it's a form of scent marking. But it's not territorial in a cold, possessive sense. It's intimate. They're blending their scent with yours. In cat social language, that means you belong to the same group. When you've been away and your cat sniffs you carefully upon return, they're reading the story of your day. Where you went, who you were near, what you touched. You are, to your cat, a living scent map of the world outside. And when they choose to sleep on your clothes or curl against your body, scent is part of that choice. Your smell, specifically, is associated with safety. How cats form attachments, and what the research shows. For a long time, it was assumed that cats were solitary, asocial animals who simply tolerated humans for resources. Recent research has challenged that assumption quite directly. In 2019, a study published by researchers at Oregon State University tested cats using a protocol similar to the one used to measure attachment in human infants and dogs. The results were striking. The majority of cats, around 65%, showed what's classified as secure attachment to their owners. When their owner left the room, they showed signs of stress. When the owner returned, they calmed down and resumed normal exploration. They weren't indifferent. They were attached. Cats don't perform their attachment the way dogs do. They don't rush the door or wag their tails. But the bond is there, expressed in subtler, quieter ways that are easy to miss if you don't know what to look for. The signals your cat is sending you. So what does that attachment actually look like in daily life? The slow blink is one of the most well-documented examples. When a cat makes eye contact and slowly closes and reopens their eyes, researchers and behaviorists widely interpret this as a signal of relaxation and trust. A 2020 study from the University of Sussex found that humans who slow blinked back at cats were more likely to receive a slow blink in return, and more likely to have the cat approach them. It's a genuine exchange. Following you from room to room is another signal. Not demanding, just present. Cats who do this aren't needy, they're oriented toward you. Exposing their belly is a significant trust signal. Cats don't offer it as an invitation to touch in the way dogs sometimes do. It's more an expression of comfort in your presence. And the chirping, trilling, and the particular meow your cat uses only with you, that's communication developed specifically for humans. Adult cats rarely meow at other cats. That vocalization evolved, in large part, as a way to talk to us. What this means emotionally. When you put all of this together, a picture emerges that's quite different from the indifferent creature of popular culture. Your cat knows you. Not just your face, your voice, your smell, your movements, your rhythms. They have a mental and sensory map of who you are, built over months and years of shared experience. They may not demonstrate love the way a golden retriever does. But when a cat chooses your company, settles near you, slow blinks in your direction, or greets you at the door with a quiet trill, these are not accidents. They are chosen expressions of trust from an animal that is, by nature, careful about who it trusts. That's not nothing. That's actually quite a lot. We spend a lot of time wondering whether our cats love us. Maybe the better question is, have we been paying attention to how they show it? Your cat sees you in scent and sound and silhouette. They know your footsteps before you open the door. They have chosen, within the quiet logic of their own nature, to share their space and their trust with you. That relationship doesn't look like what we see in films or greeting cards. It's smaller and stiller and more private than that. But it's real. And now that you know how to look, you'll start seeing it everywhere. If this gave you a new way of seeing your cat, we'd love to know. Leave a comment about something your cat does that makes more sense to you now. And if you'd like to keep exploring the hidden inner lives of the animals we share our homes with, Pawws and Perception publishes new documentaries every week. We'd be glad to have you with us.